If you're thinking about getting your license, maybe just don't. Cause the other day somebody got so much road rage they tried running me off the road. So the other day I was on my way to go fishing and I was going through this really bad part of town. So I come up to this stop sign and I stop a little too far into the road. So this car that's coming past me while I'm at the stop sign leans out of her window and starts cussing me out because I'm a little too much in the road. Even though she easily went around me. But I needed to turn right, so I end up going behind her car, and behind me comes a truck. So I'm behind the screaming lady's car when all of a sudden she pulls over on the side of the road. And I couldn't go around her because it was a one-lane, both-side road, and the other side of the road just had cars coming, and I didn't want to get hit head-on. So I'm behind this woman's car waiting for traffic to clear up, when all of a sudden the truck behind me pulls over next to the lady and they start talking. And I could tell they were talking about me and how I stopped a little too much in the road. So a couple minutes later, traffic clears up and I go around them. And with me comes the truck. He started trailing on my ass. Then he goes on the shoulder of the road and starts trying to merge into my lane and cut me off. I did a U-turn and left real quick.
This is how I think I low-key broke into somebody's house. So at this point, I am convinced my boyfriend is cheating on me. So I look at my sister looks at me, and we're like, okay, we're gonna pull up on the location he's at. So I put in the address, and we go on a 30-minute drive to this house. So after 30 minutes, we get there, and it's this like wood house in the middle of the woods, and I see his car in the driveway. And I'm looking at this house, and I'm like, this is not an effing studio. I'm about to walk into this house, and it's gonna be my boyfriend banging a chick. So I go up to the door with my sister and I'm knocking on the door when a lady comes and opens it, and she's like really confused. And I'm like, do you guys have a studio in this house? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. My boyfriend said he had a studio time, whatever. And she's like, oh yeah, it's downstairs. I'll open the door for you. So now I'm thinking I'm about to get kidnapped, but I can't turn back now. I guess I'm just gonna go into her house. So we go into her house and we go into the basement, and she points to the door far back in the house. And she's like down that hallway in that door. Part 3. This is how I low-key broke into somebody's house. I pull up to my boyfriend's location, and it's this house in the middle of the woods. I knock on the door, a lady opens it. I'm like, yo, do you have a studio in this house? Because my boyfriend says he has a studio session. She's like, yeah, in the basement. She's like, here, come with me, I'll take you down there. So at this point, I'm like, yep, I'm about to get kidnapped. Good going, Kayla. So we go down to her basement. She takes me to a long hallway, and she goes, open the door back there, that's a studio. And I'm like, wow, I'm gonna open this door, get kidnapped, and never see anybody I love again. Good going. I couldn't leave the house at this point because I'm in the basement. So my only choice is to open the door. So I opened the door, and sure enough, my boyfriend was not banging a chick. He was not cheating on me. He was recording music like he said he was. So I opened the door, and the guy recording music with him looks at me and goes, what the fuck? So my face turns red, and I'm just like, okay, bye guys. Literally open the door, he yells at me, I slam it, and I run out. The lady who let me in her house is like, what are you doing? I open the back door, I sprint through the front yard, I jump in my car, and I floor it out of their driveway. So, I think I accidentally broke into somebody's house. So a few days ago, my boyfriend had called me, and he's like, yo, I found this studio, like a real legit studio. I'm gonna go in there, record some songs, blah, 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 because he's like a rapper, whatever. So I'm like, okay, dope, go record music, make some money, good job. So about an hour passes, and I check his location, and it shows he's at a house in the middle of the woods, which didn't make sense to me because when I think of a studio, like a real legit studio, I don't really think of a house in the middle of the woods. Then I go on Google and I look up studios near me. The closest one was in Chicago. He wasn't in Chicago. So then I call him and he's not picking up the phone. He's not answering me at all, which is weird because all of his lyrics and shit are on his phone. So he would have to be on his phone if he's making music. So that's when my mind goes to, he's cheating on me. So I look at my sister looks at me, and I'm like, yeah, we're about to pull up on this person's house. Part 2 will be me pulling up to the house. So my boyfriend called me this morning and asked if I could give him a ride to work because he was too tired to drive to work. But me as well was too tired to drive him to work. I don't even remember a lot of him calling me because of how tired I was. And I just got up. It's 9:30 in the morning. He's not picking up my calls. His location isn't updating. So I'm gonna go drive to his work and see if he's okay. And if he's not there, I'm gonna hate myself for a long time. So let's go see if my boyfriend made it to work. Okay, I'm pulling up to his work right now, and I'm freaking out because I'm so scared, because if he's not there, that probably means he got into a car crash, and I will never forgive myself. Okay, I'm in the parking lot of his work. I'm having a panic attack because I'm about to see if his car's here. And it's here. He's here. He made it to work. Oh my God. He made it to work. Oh my God, I'm like shaking. Oh my God. And before y'all give me crap for not taking him to work because he was too tired, so was I. I was exhausted. By the time he called me, I had only been sleeping for 4 hours, and it would have been an hour drive from where he lives to his work. I would have been putting our lives in jeopardy.
13 years old. That's how old Tristan Bailey was when Aiden Fuki took her in the middle of the woods on Mother's Day, R-worded her, and then took her life. Yep, you heard me right. 14-year-old Aiden Fuki took this 13-year-old girl in the middle of the woods on Mother's Day. There, he R-worded her and took her life, leaving her body in the middle of the woods to rot. And once Tristan was classified as missing, Aiden posted on his Snapchat story saying that he hopes the person that did this to her gets caught. And fortunately, Aiden, you were caught. Congratulations. And once the police found out that he did this, he was in the back of the cop car laughing. But yet he was crying when he got sentenced with second-degree murder. I thought it was funny. What breaks my heart even more is that a lot of boys are making jokes out of this situation, saying she deserved it because of what she was wearing. Because she was a cheerleader, she deserved it. If you find yourself laughing or victim blaming in this situation, I'm asking you to look in the mirror and ask yourself if you would do this if this was your mother. Rest in peace, Tristan.
I'm like really insecure about my legs because I was shamed for my legs all in middle school by this one person. So I have not worn tight shorts in like a year. I only wear basketball shorts because I hate my legs so much. But today I found some biker shorts. They were cute. I said we're gonna try them out, and I think I like my legs. So I'm gonna show y'all the fit because I have not worn shorts like this in like years, bro. Cause this person in middle school really just made me hate myself a lot, and it was sad. So leg reveal, I guess.
My neighbors are staring at me, but it's okay.
Here they are. Here's the shorts. The fit. Yeah. I love it. I'm actually like really into it, and it makes me happy because now I think I could finally wear shorts and not have to wear basketball shorts every time I want to wear shorts. So, yep.
So as most of you guys know, I got my car taken away. My dad took away my car privileges, so I'm gonna give y'all story time. So I don't usually get in trouble. Like, I haven't gotten my phone taken away in years. Like, I don't really get grounded or anything taken away from me. But I'm doing virtual school, right? And because of that, I have skipped a lot of school to the point where the cops came to my house and they were like, if you miss any more school, like, you're gonna get locked up. So then yesterday, I accidentally slept in 30 minutes and I missed my first class. So as I'm filming a TikTok, he calls me and he just goes off on me. He's like, your car's gone because I missed too much school and like, it's bad. So here are my consequences from doing that. My car gets taken away tomorrow up until Monday. My curfew on school nights is now 7. My weekend curfew is still 11 o'clock at night, 12. And once it's summer break, my curfew is still 11 o'clock at night to midnight. And if I miss one more day of school, I have no car the whole summer.
I just want to know what the odds are of this happening. So me and my sister were out really late last night, and we were going through this one neighborhood, and this neighborhood is huge, and there's a lot of people that live there that are around my age. So before we went to the neighborhood, we picked up a package of hot dogs, package of weenies, and we were gonna go up to people walking around the neighborhood and ask if they wanted a weenie. So we're going through the neighborhood, and we see these two guys that look like they're around our age, 13, 14, around there. So we pull up to them, and we're like, yo, you want a weenie? Just yelling at them, asking if they want a weenie. And they're really confused, so we just start throwing hot dogs. We just start throwing weenies at them. We're just whipping weenies left and right at these boys. And then one of them is like, Kayla, is that you? And I'm like, wait, what? And I start looking and I realize that group of boys, one of them was my ex. So I had been throwing weenies at my ex. I was throwing hot dogs at my ex-boyfriend. Out of all the people in that neighborhood, it had to be my ex?
You want a period story? I got a period story. So throwback, I was around 10 or 11 years old, and my dad was taking me and my sister on a trip to Jamaica. And the day before we left, I ended up getting my period. And since I was really young, I didn't know how to use tampons. So the only thing I would use was pads. I was also told that water holds up your period blood. Which is true, except I thought that even when you got on land, the water would hold up your period blood. Like, I thought you could go in the water, come out, and your period blood would be stuck up there for 2 hours because you just went swimming. Now it's the first day of the trip, and we're on a white boat in the middle of the ocean with a bunch of people. And we're all going snorkeling. So I'm in the water for about an hour when I get out on the boat. Reminder, I didn't have a pad or a tampon on because I thought that the water would hold up my blood, even when I'm not in water. So I start walking around this boat when all of a sudden I feel somebody tackle me with a towel. So I'm real confused. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it ends up being this lady, and she takes me back to sit with my dad. So I'm sitting there still really confused until I look around and see that the entire boat is red. I just found out that some of my teachers watch my TikToks. I'm not sure how many, but this explains a lot. I have this one teacher that hates me